Hi, welcome to the January 2021 Bourne Review. I'm Susan Barlow. First, some headline news and announcements. Massachusetts residents 75 and older are eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine beginning February 1st. To schedule your appointment, go to maimmunizations.org/clinic/search. If making an appointment online doesn't work for you, call the new vaccination appointment number, 211. Residents 65 and older will be vaccinated in Step 2 of Phase 2. The polar plunge on January 1st happened around the area and various locations, as well as the traditional group plunge that was held at Patuxent Beach rather than Mo Beach due to the ongoing dredge project. Sean Patterson was appointed the new DPW superintendent at the January 5th Selectmen's meeting. Sean is a lifelong resident of Bourne and was the DPW superintendent of Marshfield. Governor Baker signed the police reform bill that creates a mandatory certification for Massachusetts police officers. The bill is entitled An Act Relative to Justice, Equity, and Accountability in Law Enforcement in the Commonwealth. It creates a 9-person commission to certify officers, investigate, and adjudicate claims of misconduct that could end in decertification and suspension. The bill bans chokeholds, the use of rubber bullets, chemical weapons, or canine units against a crowd. January 15th marked the beginning of the open burning season, which runs until May 1st in Bourne. Residents should call 508-759-0600 extension 2300 for a recorded message by the fire department as to whether it is okay to burn on that day. A burn permit is required by law. To obtain a 2021 burn permit, go to townofbourne.com, click on the fire department, and follow the instructions. Permits are free. Burning is allowed from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you have questions regarding how to obtain a permit, call the fire department at 508-759-4412 or 508-759-0600 extension 2. At the January 19th Selectmen's meeting, Town Administrator Tony Schiavi announced he has appointed Paul J. Shastany to the interim police chief position. He is the former police chief of Stoughton and most recently of Braintree. I'm sad to report the passing of 2 women who worked hard for the good of our town. Kathleen Peterson, who served on the Board of Health since 2001 and was the board's chairwoman since 2010, passed away on January 24th. And the loss of Judy Flynn, who served on the Bourne Finance Committee, the Bourne Wastewater Facility Design and Building Committee, and on the Board of Commissioners for the Buzzards Bay Water District and the Bourne Historical Society. Kathy Zegzesby is leaving her position as director of the National Marine Life Center on Main Street after 16 years. Kathy is moving to North Carolina, where she will work at the Karen Beasley Sea Turtle and Rehabilitation Center in Surf City. We wish her all the best. Beth Sobolov-Jones will become the interim executive director, while the executive search committee conducts its search for the right candidate to fill Kathy's shoes. Here are some beautiful photos taken by area photographers showing the beauty that surrounds us. our featured stories. The January 26th Sewer Commissioners Zoom meeting, Commission Chair Jim Potter hosted a presentation by the Buzzards Bay Coalition, headquartered in New Bedford, with programs and classrooms in the new Onset Bay Center in Onset. The Buzzards Bay Coalition is a membership-supported organization dedicated to improving the health of Buzzards Bay ecosystem for all through education, conservation, research, and advocacy. Corin Peterson, senior attorney for the coalition, had presented the proposal called the Upper Bay Project to the Sewer Commission previously at the November 23rd Sewer Commissioners meeting. The January 26th Zoom presentation was open to the public, and about 80 citizens joined the meeting. Corin Peterson stated that the goal of the coalition's proposal is to reduce nitrogen pollution to Bourne's waters. Embayments, such as Buttermilk Bay, have lost eelgrass and shellfish resources due to nitrogen from residential septic systems and the Mass Maritime treatment plant that does not remove nitrogen. The Wareham plant has an outfall pipe with effluent going into the Agawam River, and they have reached their capacity. They will have to expand their facility in order to service any new homes and businesses in Wareham. The coalition's proposal would expand the Wareham treatment plant into a regional treatment facility for Bourne, Wareham, Marion, and South Plymouth. The wastewater from those towns would then be pumped over to the outfall pipe at the Mass Maritime Academy and released into the Cape Cod Canal. The estimate is for 3 to 10 million gallons of wastewater to be put into the canal daily. A massive increase in wastewater disposal in an effort to reduce the amount of nitrogen in Greater Buzzards Bay. In an October 8, 2020 news article, Wareham Facility Director Guy Campina said, "We have a capacity issue, so it's in the best interest of Wareham to get to the canal." Residents of Grey Gables and Taylor's Point and other Bourne residents voiced concerns about the effect this enormous increase in the volume of wastewater discharge would have on their nearby beaches, coastline, shellfish, fishing, homes, and neighborhoods. Several questioned why bring all this wastewater into a highly populated area known for its beaches, water-related activities such as swimming, shellfishing and fishing, boating, and tourism. The canal alone attracts 3 million visitors per year. The coalition believes the tremendous tidal flow of the canal will sufficiently flush wastewater from the area. The panel of scientists included Dr. Rachel Jakuba, science director of the coalition, Jim Churchill, oceanographer from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, and Bill Hubbard, professor of Marine Science Safety and Environmental Protection Department at Mass Maritime Academy. Jim Churchill presented extensive modeling to predict the impact. When a resident asked if they did a cost analysis of extending the outfall pipe currently in place at the Wareham treatment facility out into the middle of the bay, as was done successfully by other towns, they said they had not. The coalition feels that since the plumbing is already in place at the Mass Maritime outfall pipe, it's the most cost-effective solution. The coalition's modeling is primarily concerned with reduction of nitrogen, but there are other contaminants in the wastewater, including medical waste, personal care products, soaps, lotions, chemicals, bleach, detergents, etc. Town resident John Mitchell noted that there wasn't any modeling done to see the effect this would have south of the canal, i.e., Grey Gables Beach. Grey Gables resident Stanley Eldridge noted that the town of Plymouth had a catastrophic failure of their main sewer pipe, and it took $50 million and 2.5 years to fix it. They had raw sewage in the ponds, in the woods, and in the ocean. During a December 31st meeting of the Sewer Commissioners, Ms. Mastrangelo, who is the Bourne Wastewater Facility Design and Building Committee Chairwoman, added that while sending treated wastewater into the ocean is considered the least expensive alternative, an analysis should be done of how to reclaim water to the impaired waterways. Just sending wastewater into the ocean does nothing to restore it to the aquifer, which would happen if a groundwater permit rather than an outfall pipe were employed. Chairman Potter assured everyone that there will be future discussions and presentations regarding this proposal and alternative proposals. Bourne has hired the engineering and consulting firm Environmental Partners of Quincy, Mass., with an office in Hyannis, to help ensure that the best interests of Bourne are represented and served. The entire Zoom presentation can be watched online at bournetv.com or on our YouTube channel. For more information about the Upper Bay project, go to savebuzzardsbay.org. Eider ducks are back in the canal. The common eider, called St. Cuthbert's duck or Cuddy's duck, is a large 20 to 28 inch in body length sea duck that is distributed over the northern coasts of Europe, North America, and eastern Siberia. It breeds in the Arctic and some northern temperate regions, but winters somewhat farther south in temperate zones when it can form large flocks on coastal waters. It can fly at speeds up to 70 miles per hour. The eider's nest is built close to the sea and is lined with outer down plucked from the female's breast. This soft and warm lining has long been harvested for filling pillows and quilts, but in more recent years has been largely replaced by down from domestic farm geese and synthetic alternatives. Abundant, the total population is probably several million. Males are the black and white ones, and females sport brown coloration. The Massachusetts Army National Guard received 900 public comments regarding the proposed 8-lane machine gun range that they hope to create out at the base. The Association to Preserve Cape Cod submitted a public records request to the Guard to obtain copies of these comments. These questions and comments were received during the public comment period that ran from August 8th to September 8th, 2020. The Guard claims that, according to their studies, the MP-MG range will have no significant impact to the environment. $1.2 billion tax dollars have been spent thus far to clean up pollution on the base, which sits above the Cape's sole source of drinking water, called the Sagamore Lens, or the sole source aquifer for Cape Cod. The pollution to our water from the base was so dire that the EPA declared it a Superfund site in 1989, and the cleanup is still ongoing. Chapter 47 of the 2002 Acts by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is an act relative to the environmental protection of the Mass Military Reservation. Section 2 states the Upper Cape Water Supply Reserve shall be public conservation land and shall be dedicated to a. the natural resource purposes of water supply and wildlife habitat protection, and the development and construction of public water supply systems, and b. the use and training of the military forces of the Commonwealth, provided that such military use and training is compatible with the natural resource purposes of water supply and wildlife habitat protection. Section 4 of the Act creates an Environmental Management Commission. Section 5 states that the purpose of the commission shall be to ensure the permanent protection of the drinking water supply and the wildlife habitat of the reserve. The commission shall ensure by oversight, monitoring, and evaluation that all military and other activities on the reserve are consistent with this purpose. The machine gun range will require clear-cutting 170 acres of forest, disturbing several rare and endangered species. Here's what's happening at the library. Every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. through March 9th, the library hosts Trailblazers. This group will enjoy songs and stories as they walk and hike Monk's Cove. Children preschool aged and older, along with their parents or caregiver, are welcome to register. Every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. through March 9th, the library hosts the Stroller Warriors. This group will enjoy stories and songs while exploring Nickerson Conservation Area. This group is geared for families with babies and toddlers. You can register for these activities online at bournelibrary.org or reach out to the children's librarian, Terry Johnson, at 508-759-0600, extension 6106. Each Friday at 10 a.m., swing by the library to pick up your Take and Make Crafts for Kids, a new craft every Friday through February 26th, available during curbside pickup hours beginning at 10 a.m. while supplies last. February 20th is Science Saturday. Use your senses to see what you can discover. Register online at bournelibrary.org. Click on Programs and Events to receive your Zoom link and instructions for picking up your mad science supplies. Wednesday, February 24th from 6 to 8 p.m., the library hosts a virtual art class in pastels. Participants have fun producing their own pastel painting inspired by Georgia O'Keeffe's enormous mural, The Miracle Flower, painted in 1936. Space is limited to 20 and the cost of materials is $10. Register online at bournelibrary.org or contact Assistant Director Iria Finn at 508-759-0600, extension 6103, or email her at ifinn@bournelibrary.org. Here's an update on COVID-19 and the race to vaccinate. We are finally seeing a reduction in COVID-19 cases from the January spike brought on by holiday travel and gatherings. January was the deadliest month thus far in the pandemic, with 93,000 COVID deaths in the United States. Both the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine are being administered in Massachusetts in a 3-phase rollout. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be available soon. When are you able to get your shot? Well, everyone in Phase 1 is now eligible for their shot. Whomever wanted a vaccine in Phase 1 should have been able to receive one by now. If you haven't, please make your appointment. Phase 2 is now in progress. On January 27th, the Baker administration announced that folks 75 years and older were allowed to book an appointment for the vaccine. This is the first phase of Phase 2. Many Cape residents and those around the country are frustrated by the difficulty using vaccine websites to book appointments, and the slow rollout of vaccine is being blamed upon vaccine shortages. New appointments are available at the Massachusetts vaccination sites such as Gillette Stadium and Fenway Park. These appointments will become available only once per week on Thursdays. Smaller sites such as CVS and Walgreens will open up appointments more frequently, so you should check back daily for new appointments. Vaccinations are being given at Walgreens, located at 21 South Street in Mashpee, the Stop and Shop at 425 Atox Lane in Hyannis, the Walgreens in Hyannis at 520 West Main, and the Walgreens at 220 Huddleston Ave in Fairhaven, and the Hannaford's Grocery Store at 8 Merchants Way in Middleborough. As of January 28th, 496,103 vaccines had been administered in Massachusetts. The new variant or mutant strain from the United Kingdom is in most of our states now and is predicted to become the predominant strain by March. The UK variant is up to 50% more contagious and may be more deadly. The South African strain is now present in a few of our states. With these even more contagious mutations, it is extremely important to wear a quality 2-layer mask, or double masking as some call it. Health experts recommend wearing a disposable surgical style mask and then your cloth mask over it. Vaccinate as soon as you are eligible. Continue to social distance both indoors and outdoors. Wash your hands thoroughly and frequently, and clean frequently used surfaces often. If you are a senior, use the senior shopping hours or get delivery through Instacart, or take advantage of curbside pickup available at many stores. Here are the total coronavirus numbers since the beginning of the pandemic until January 27, 2021. Here are the current coronavirus numbers in area towns as of just the last 2 weeks of January. Barnstable, 344 new cases, a positivity rate of 7.43%. Bourne, 126 new cases, a positivity rate of 4.85%. Falmouth, 190 new cases, a positivity rate of 5.49%. Mashpee, 97 new cases, a positivity rate of 6.3%. Plymouth, 627 new cases, a positivity rate of 8.04%. Sandwich, 171 new cases, a positivity rate of 10%. Wareham, 150 new cases, a positivity rate of 6.62%. Testing sites are located at the Cape Cod Melody Tent in Hyannis and the Barnstable County Fairgrounds in Falmouth. Book an appointment in advance by calling the Community Testing Line, 508-862-5595. Hours of operation for these locations are the Melody Tent, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 to noon Saturdays and Sundays. The Barnstable Fairgrounds, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Additional information about these testing sites, hours, and scheduling are available at barnstablecountyhealth.org. Visit mass.gov for daily COVID updates, and check the townofbourne.com website for local updates. Call your doctor or 211 if you feel ill or need testing. The Nursing Home Family Resource Line at 617-660-5399 is a dedicated phone line to connect family members of nursing home and rest home residents with the information and resources they need. The mental health issues related to our lockdown and the pandemic are especially hard for people with depression. The National Alliance of Mental Health have a 24-hour hotline. Call 800-950-6264. SafeLink is a Massachusetts statewide 24/7 toll-free number for domestic violence hotline and a resource for anyone affected by domestic or dating violence. Each call is answered by a trained advocate who provides non-judgmental support and assistance with safety planning, information on appropriate resources. The Suicide Prevention Lifeline provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people in distress, prevention and crisis resources for you or your loved ones, and best practices for professionals. Are you feeling anxious? The pandemic has added a lot of stress to daily life. You can get help relaxing with some breathing exercises and short meditations by visiting virusanxiety.com. Here's an update on services. iSwim is open 6 days a week from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., closed on Tuesdays. Pizza boxes can now be recycled, and mattresses are once again accepted at the Residential Recycling Center. Please remember, do not bag your recyclables. And Dorothy's Swap Shop remains closed. Bourne TV filmed some new exercise routines of the Council on Aging's popular exercise programs for seniors, so you can work out and keep fit at home. 2 new routines were filmed in January: Senior Yoga with Weights with Linda Sheldon and Zumba Fitness Gold with Michelle Timmis. They are broadcast each day at 10 a.m. on Bourne TV Channel 13. They can also be found on the Town of Bourne website at townofbourne.com and click on Council on Aging. The Bourne Food Pantry is not accepting food donations. Please send monetary donations to Friends Food Pantry, P.O. Box 144, Buzzards Bay, Mass. 02532. The pantry is located at 20 Commerce Park Road in Pecasset. It is open for clients for pickup of food by drive-through only. If you're in need of Meals on Wheels, or if you can volunteer to deliver meals, call Elder Services of Cape Cod, 508-394-4630. Well, thanks for watching this episode of the Bourne Review. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.